What's up, everybody? Comebackthekid here, and welcome to a series I like to call Storytime Tuesday. This is a series where we tell stories that ironically will not be, or most likely won't be told on Tuesday. Now, today I have a really funny story for you guys. I was thinking about it the other day, and I just started busting out laughing, so I wanted to hop on here and share this with the world. But before we get into that, just a friendly reminder, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. It really helps my channel grow and keeps me motivated to create new videos. As well as, if anybody is wondering, in the background I am playing Black Ops 2. Unfortunately, I did recently hear that on the original Xbox 360, you can no longer go online on it anymore. So I thought it would be nice for me to, play one of my favorite Xbox 360 games from back in the day. Feel free to comment down below what was one of your favorite Xbox 360 games from back in the day. But lo and behold, we're not here for the gameplay. We're here for the story, and I got a good one for you today. So, for as long as I can remember, I've always been a menace to society, if you will. What I mean by that is I've always went out of my way and tried my very best to accomplish whatever goal I may have at the time, whatever that may be, and however I need to get it. And that's why I like to title this story My Fourth Grade Game, because back in the fourth grade, I think I was around 10 years old or whatever, right? I had one goal and one goal only. As a grown ass man at the time, at least that's how I saw myself. I was on a mission to find myself a wife. Yes, nigga, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of on my simp time when I was like 10 years old. I was on a mission to find the woman that was right for me. The reason why is because I saw myself as a king, and behind every great king, there's a queen. And I needed my queen so I could help myself move forward and whatnot. So there was this one girl that I really liked. I liked her more than anybody or anything in the world. But I'm not gonna lie, as one of my favorite YouTubers would probably say, I didn't have any sauce at the time. I had no sauce, nigga. So I didn't have the courage to talk to her. I couldn't approach her or say anything. So I would always imagine these insane scenarios in my head as to how me and her would always, get together and get married with like a ring pop or some shit. But that would never happen because I never had the courage to actually talk to her. Later into like my fourth grade year or whatever, my friend Keyshawn, right? He was the first person out of anybody in my friend group to get a girlfriend. That shit was immaculate. It was crazy. I had never seen anybody be able to pull that shit off before. He was the first one out of all of us to actually have any sauce. And I wanted to learn, like, hey, how did you go about this? How did you do that? You know what I mean? Like, how did you get to where I wanted to be? But his relationship actually didn't last as long as you might think, It was on kind of like a 10-day trial. I'm not gonna lie, that Netflix subscription was kind of running dry real fast. It was crazy because as soon as they got together, right, they was all happy and booed up as much as a fourth grader could possibly be. As soon as they got together, they split just as fast. And there was an issue with that because as soon as my man's got a girl, right, there was this new kid, right? This new kid, his name was John, right? John, I guess, was a pretty boy, right? All the girls instantly fell in love with him. Like, we were in the fourth grade, but the fourth graders, fifth graders, all of the girls were all over him. They loved this kid, and none of us could ever figure out why. So a little bit after this transfer kid had came to our school, right, we didn't waste any time in gripping this nigga up. Like, I'm not gonna lie, back in the day, we used to be like on some hardcore hood shit, you know what I mean? Like, I remember we chased him around the playground, and when we got a hold of him, we gripped this nigga up and we had to investigate him. Like, why is you messing with our girls? You know what I mean? Because also the girl that I really liked, that I didn't have any balls to actually talk to, she was all over that nigga too, and I wasn't for it. So even though I didn't have the balls to go talk to her, I definitely had, my balls was big enough to go grip this nigga up. So we had him down, right? And we talked to him, and it turns out that even though all the girls were all over him, he was entertaining this. Like, he was allowing this to continue. He was allowing himself to absorb all of that attention on purpose. It turns out that somebody in his class that he transferred into, this kid named Davion, right, had set everything up. Like, this nigga was a genius mastermind beyond some Jimmy Neutron type shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that were in relationships or whatever, right? Davion just wanted to see the demise of it. And it was at that point that we were like, we got to get this nigga back, because there's no way in hell that we're going to let him run our shit like that. But at the same time, how am I going to get a girlfriend if we have somebody getting in our way like that? So what I like to call our group, we were the dynamic duo at the time. What we had to do was we had to come up with a plan. We were basically gonna jump this nigga, right? We came up with a plan as to how we were gonna like sneak up on him and jump him and shit and basically teach him a lesson. But we couldn't do that alone because this kid He had clout. Like, I'm talking about a lot of clout. People fucked with him. So it wasn't like me and my friend Keyshawn could just, like, you know what I mean, stroll up on him and whoop this nigga's ass. No, it wasn't gonna stroll like that. We actually had to come up with a plan, and with that plan we needed extra help. So in our school at the time, right, we didn't use actual, like, we had a school store, right? We didn't use money there, right? We had an in-school currency, like similar to like an in-game currency. We had an in-school currency. What that meant was that at the school store, if you were on good behavior, you did all your homework, you would be rewarded with what was called B-Bucks, right? It was very valuable within our school alone, but then it was just paper outside of school. So what me and my friend Keyshawn did, right, the dynamic duo, we put all our money together because, I mean, we were both smart. We did all our homework and shit. We had a lot of B-Bucks saved up. We put all our money together and we hired a bunch of students to go out and help us capture this nigga. And for a while, everything was going great, right? We paid everybody. Like, we had like a free day Friday, like at the end of Friday, right? They let us have like a second recess or some shit, right? We would pay everybody on Friday, and then like in return, right, we would do training and whatever. Like, we would go over drills, go over plans, because this had to be perfect. Like, we had planned this for like months. I'm not gonna lie, it was like 2 or 3 months that we were getting everybody together and planning shit, practicing, getting everybody. We was running races to make sure everybody was fast enough to catch him. We'd have people doing push-ups and shit to make sure people were strong enough to like hold him down, whatever. Because this shit, we were gonna bring this shit down. This was no game. This was real life. So after all that time had went by, all the training, all the preparation, we finally found the perfect day. We found a day where there wasn't much supervision on the playground, and that's when we were going to execute our plan. It was like somewhere in the middle of the week, and that's when we went full force. We had the few people that were supervising the playground, right? We had girls go up to them, right, and distract them and whatnot. And while that happened, right, we had some of the older kids that we had paid, right, to go get some of the people that would hang out with Davion, that would probably, you know, be some of the muscle for him, that would probably defend him and help him out and whatever, right? And we started a surprise attack, right? Like straight on, head on, right? We started chasing him. He starts running, whatever, right? But we trapped him. We had people he did not know that was on our side, right? So when he started running from us, we essentially cornered him, right? And when he thought he was going to be able to get an escape, he wasn't. Captured him. Bam, we got him. Easy. We got him on the ground. He was kneeling in the wood chips. And we said some old corny shit, you know what I mean? We was like, any last words or whatever, right? And I remember this shit so vividly because nothing had ever hit me upside my head that hard at a young age. Like, it really taught me a lesson at how brutal life can be. He straight up said, let me go. And that's what happened. All the people that we helped out, you know what I mean? All the people we paid to, you know what I mean, help us out and shit, they let him go. And then he ordered them to go capture us. So how we just had this nigga on his knees in the wood chips, our plan, we was gonna kick wood chips in this nigga's eyes, right? He did that to us, you know what I mean? He had us on the ground, like everybody that was helping us, he ordered them to like capture us and have us on the ground. And then they took turns, they lined up everybody that was on his side, on our side, everybody double crossed us on his side. And they took turns kicking wood chips into our eyes. And the shit was devastating. I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't believe it. It was heartbreaking after all the time and effort and planning and stress that the both of us went through at the age of 10 to make this come true was just shattered because he had more power than the both of us. And the reason why he was able to do that is because while we were paying people with B-Bucks that was good in the school store, right? Davion, he paid people with real money. Like, the kid actually had money. So that was way more valuable than what we could provide. So at the end of the day, we lost. And after that, the dynamic duo had broke up. I always think this story is super hilarious just because the idea of a 10-year-old, a fourth grader, somebody that is like the size of like 4'5", I was really short at the time, could actually have a gang, you know what I mean? Somebody that we could call our own. We was calling shots, making moves, doing X, Y, and Z. And while this may have been our big gig, we did do other stuff. I'll digress. That may be a story for another day. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this story. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, how outrageous this story may be. Don't forget, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. And as always, please take care and stay tuned for the next video.